Where should I live in Omaha, Nebraska? This video is created for those of you who are in the process of moving to Nebraska or are thinking of moving to Nebraska and have specific areas that you need to live in, like a 10 or 15-minute commute from some of our major hubs, like our major anchor hospitals or our major anchor employers or our major anchor educational campuses. This video is created for you to show you the 411 about everything in the 402 area code. Okay, let's get the lay of the land. This is a map of Omaha Central. Now we have many bedroom communities and suburban communities outside of Omaha Central. This is just showing you the core of Omaha. And one thing that you'll notice right off the bat is the yellow arteries that are running on this map. This map comes to you, by the way, from visitomaha.com. I'm going to link it below, and you can download it whenever you want, 24/7 online. But those main arteries are our interstate systems that help you get through the city quickly, I-80, 480, 680, and I-29 on the most easterly border in Iowa. And so if we think about speed of your commute, access to those interstate corridors are one thing to consider. But also a very important piece to consider is this major thoroughfare through the city. It is a major distinctive landmark for the city, and that's otherwise known as Highway 6 or Dodge Street that goes and divides the city right in half. So if we get some further bearings, this is what the directions look like when you're laying that over the top of this map. North, south, east, and west. And east is to the riverside and west is furthest away from the river. And you can determine where you're at on the map by number of blocks to the north of Dodge and number of blocks to the south of Dodge. That is our numbering system to tell where you're at and our addresses. And also, it's a wonderful, easy city to navigate because east to west, we have our streets numbered in just plain old alphabet or numerical order. 1 through 204th. 204th is one of our main westerly corridors. It actually exceeds beyond 204th, but that is a major corridor to the west. And so I put it on the map. Easily navigated city. Everything is numbered. We have major corridors that run parallel to Dodge Street. So it's very easy to know where you're at. Very difficult to get lost in the city because of its ease and the way that it's been set up. So now let's dive into a couple neighborhoods and see what those neighborhoods would look like inside this 10 or 15-minute commute time that we're aiming for. Remember, the focus of this video is to get you the shortest commute time to some of our major hubs of hospitals, employers, and universities. That's what I'm focusing on. And to do that for you today, I'm focusing on this area inside that interstate network to get you that shortest commute time. If you don't have a care about how much time you spend in the car, we could just eliminate that barrier and we could talk about other factors in Omaha. There's plenty to choose from, including Iowa. So let's talk about that. Let's get our bearings a little bit more and talk about the riverfront area. So in between Iowa and Nebraska meanders the Missouri River. And so many people commute over from Iowa that might live in Iowa and work in Nebraska and vice versa. So you will see that happening all the time in the Omaha area, and it might be something of interest to you as well. But on the Nebraska side, we call this side of the Missouri River, the west side of the Missouri River, the riverfront. And people live and play at the riverfront. I live at the riverfront. The only thing separating me from the river is a parking lot. And there is plenty of very cool things coming at the riverfront. The whole riverfront area is currently being revitalized. And in the 2022-2023 year, we are going to see so much vibrancy coming to the riverfront. It's been closed, and people have been anxious for that to reopen. And we're going to have sand volleyball and skating and new parks and concerts and new hiking trails and walking trails. We can't wait for the riverfront to reopen, and I'm sure you're going to be impressed when you see it as well. If we think a little bit west of the riverfront, just a couple blocks west is our downtown area. And downtown areas consist of Old Market, Capital District, Nodo, and Soma. Nodo stands for North Downtown. And I want to make a point to point out that both North Omaha and South Omaha extend for miles in either direction and have very, very cool features that you should explore in more detail. But I'm focusing on hugging that Dodge Street corridor so that we can get you, again, that really short commute time. But you want to explore more that all that North Omaha and South Omaha have to offer you. So many cool things in those areas. Old Market area, as it implies, has a lot of history to it. It was definitely an old market area. And I'll show you a picture in a minute. And Capital District is brand spanking new. So we have the old and historical living right next to the very shiny new things. So there's a lot to see in the downtown area and a lot of contrast in the downtown area. If we proceed a little bit west of downtown, we have Midtown. And some of the neighborhoods you might hear about in Midtown are the Blackstone area, Cathedral area, Mutual area, Hanscom Park, and Gifford Park. Some of these are our historical areas, and some of them are named for some of our landmark areas. Lots of cool things to explore in the Midtown area, and tons of dining and entertainment to find in Midtown. And if we scooch up the Dodge Street corridor a little bit more, we have Mid-Central, and also very cool things in Exarban Village, which is a revitalized area. It used to be a horse racetrack, and now is an amazing urban core with lots of entertainment and lots to be seen, and a great farmers market too on Sundays. We have Morton Meadows, Dundee, Benson, Happy Hollow in Historic Field Club. All of those areas have a very cool and unique vibes, and you should explore all of them to see how they might work for you and your needs. You will not be dissatisfied with any choice that you make. And there are other areas that you might be interested in that Mid-Central corridor. And then if we scoot a little bit west again, we have this central area, and that might be characterized by Crossroads and Westroads, which are landmark mall areas. Rockbrook Village is a nice community outdoor walking, shopping, and dining hub. And then the Loveland area, and I threw Loveland in because, hey, my name is Linda Love, so I can. So these are some of the key names that you will see, some of the key neighborhoods. And again, I was focusing on staying inside that interstate to give you that best commute time. So let's take a look now what some of these neighborhoods might look like. Check out the Old Market area. The Old Market is a very quaint and small little area within a pocket of that easterly side of Omaha. It's very popular with our local residents for weekend getaways and dinner in the evenings and just walking. It's very quaint. It's also kind of a tourist hub when people come in for concerts and when they come in for the Olympic swim trials and other events. There are many hotels that are on the perimeter of the Old Market. And so a lot of people frequent there for dining and shopping. It's a fabulous place. There's live music on the streets in the summer. There's carriage rides. Very vibrant and very unique feel when you're in the Old Market. Also popular in the Old Market for living are loft situations. I live in a loft near the Old Market. And so it is some of our historic buildings and their historic lofts that have a very cool vibe. Just a couple blocks north of the Old Market is a completely different vibe, a brand spanking new Capital District, just to show you how these two live side by side in Omaha. This is an example of the patio area in the Capital District. Capital District is known for its outdoor concerts. It has a large stage. It has a large big screen. So when the College World Series is running, they have a simulcast playing in on the patio. They also have this little splash patio in play. In the wintertime, they set up those snow globe dining hubs. It is very vibrant, but brand spanking new, and you can contrast that with our Old Market area, which is quite historical. Both are living side by side right here in Omaha and downtown. So in Omaha, we have the very cool old historic neighborhoods, and we have the very cool new, shiny, modern neighborhoods, and then we have the something in between. So you might hear the neighborhood called Crossroads, which is about 72nd and Dodge Street area. And you might have heard about the Crossroads Mall, and you drive by there and you will see absolutely nothing, just a huge plot of bare ground. That's because it's getting ready to get redeveloped into another new and vibrant section of Omaha, but it's in the middle of a historic area of Omaha. So the mall has come down, the land is leveled. It's still called the Crossroads or the Crossroads area, and there still is a sign that marks it as Crossroads. But when you go there, there isn't much to see yet. But again, watch for what's happening in Omaha and these new areas that are cropping up that make our city so special and so contemporary and so responsive to the needs of all different kinds of people that are coming to join us in Omaha. I am Linda Love, and I'm a realtor with Nebraska Realty, and I would love to help you make Omaha your home. I am your upsizing and your downsizing and your right-sizing expert in Omaha, Nebraska. I've lived them all myself, and I'm ready to help you.